Ladies and gentlemen, so in this brief video, I, Indri Nilam Atika, will walk you through one of the essential skills in the 21st century, namely critical thinking, especially for higher education students. Okay, so before we dive deeper into our discussion today, let me begin with a simple question. Do we think every day? Of course, the answer is yes. We think every day. We answer the question, we make decisions, we form and deliver our opinion, and we solve problems in our daily basis. So basically, thinking is a natural habit, and it's continuous part of our life. But does something qualify as critical thinking? Everyone thinks, of course. I think, you think, she thinks, he thinks, and we all think. But does everyone think critically? So, what distinguishes critical thinking from general thinking is lies in a purpose and its approach. So, yeah, casual thinking or ordinary thinking often happens spontaneously, guided by our habit and our emotion. But critical thinking, on the other hand, is deliberate, reasoned, and goal oriented. So, what exactly critical thinking is? Okay, so critical thinking refers to the ability to think critically, of course, to think clearly and to think rationally, allowing individuals to evaluate information and to make reasoned judgment as the problem solving. So critical thinking is generally defined as the ability to think logically in order to capture connection between different ideas and facts. It allows individuals, especially students in higher education, to evaluate information objectively and make reasoned judgment. In other words, critical thinking is not just having thought or opinion, but about how we process those thoughts. It involves analyzing evidence, questioning assumptions, and approaching problems with logic rather than yeah, rise on our emotion or our bias. So when we talk about thinking critically, we mean going beyond just accepting things at face value. It's about questioning what we hear, what we read, or what we see, and not just believing something because someone said it or because it's popular. So instead, critical thinking pressures us to ask, is this information reliable? Is there evidence to support it? Are there any other perspectives I should consider? So ultimately, it is a key component of effective problem solving and responsible decision making. So it's skills that are very essential for us as the higher education student inside and beyond the classroom. Okay, after we understand the concept of critical thinking, now let's take a closer look at skills that make up this ability. So here I have these six skills that play a crucial role in helping us to develop our critical thinking. The first one is interpreting. So interpreting refers to the skills or ability to understand and to explain information. So when we are able to interpret, it means that we clarify what it means, whether it is a text, it is an argument, or even a set of data. So for example, you as a higher education student read a research article, and then when you are considered as be able to interpret when you are understand and you can explain the main ideas, the data, the result, and also the conclusion drawn by the author within the article. And then the second one, we have analyzing. So it is about breaking down information into smaller parts to better understand its structure. So it's looking at the components of a problem or idea to understand how they relate to each other. So uh, imagine Imagine that you have a complex problem when you do your study in your higher education. So you need to identify the key factors and how they influence each other before you can come up with a solution. So this is what we refer to the ability of analyzing. And then the third one, we have inferencing, which involves uh, drawing logical conclusion based on available evidence. So it's about going beyond what's directly presented or making uh, guesses or prediction. So, for example, when you are doing, reading an article, so the author just come up with the result. You might infer that, oh, this result is happened because of this. So it means that you make inferencing. But one thing that you need to be remembered is that uh, you also need to look up the surrounding that can make you infer something. Okay, and then next we have reasoning. So it is the ability to connection between ideas or arguments and support conclusion with logic reasoning. So there are two types of reasoning. The first one we have deductive reasoning, where conclusions follow from general principles, and the second one we have inductive reasoning, where conclusions are drawn based on specific example. So reasoning help a higher education student to make well thought out decision and justify our belief or action with evidence. And then the fifth one, we have evaluating. So it's about assessing the credibility and reliability of the information. It means asking, is this source trustworthy? Is the argument solid? Does the evidence support the conclusion? So the skills is incredibly important for higher education students, where we are constantly surrounded by a lot of information, and some of which may not be accurate or reliable. And then the last one, we have self-regulation skills. So perhaps it is one of the most important skills in critical thinking. So it's the ability to monitor and adjust our own thinking process. So it means reflecting on our thoughts, recognizing any biases or assumption we may have, and being open to changing our viewpoint when presented with new evidence. So these skills basically allow us to be more objective and yeah, less subjective in making decision just based on our emotion and our assumption. So together, these six critical thinking skills, interpreting, analyzing, inferencing, reasoning, evaluating, and self-regulation, are the building blocks of developing and also enhancing our critical thinking. Okay, now let's explore why critical thinking is crucial and also important for higher education students. First, critical thinking enhances academic performance. So, as a higher education student, you are often asked to engage with complex idea, to write the analytical papers, to participate in class discussion, to give your opinion, and also as well as your arguments, to evaluate yeah evidence and so on and so forth. So by applying critical thinking, it is help you and also it improve your ability to read deeply, to analyze the evidence, and also uh, to write persuasively. So with critical thinking, you don't just uh, learn in a surface level. You don't just memorize fact, but you think in a deep level. You evaluate the content, you're questioning them, and also you will gain a deeper understanding of the subject matter that's why critical thinking plays such a huge role in academic performance and academic success because it helps you to deal with your academic problem. And then the second one, critical thinking improves decision making skills. So as a student, you will face a decision that affect your studies or even your personal life. So with critical thinking, you can develop the ability to make reasoned and also evidence-based choices. So whether it's deciding which courses to take, which study method you will apply, or how to balance your academic responsibility with your personal life. So critical thinking help you weigh the pros and the cons and make choices in your base that are in your base in your situation. And then the third one, we have uh, critical thinking strengthens our problem solving abilities. So college often present complex problems, whether it's solving a critical question, figuring out how work on a group or on a project or addressing an issue in your personal life. Critical thinking ultimately helps you break down this problem, analyze the different parts, and come up with logical and also effective solution. So this skills is not only crucial in academic think, but it will be also help you in your day-to-day life and also for your future career. And then lastly, it is supports personal growth and also continuous development. So critical thinking encourages lifelong learning by making you a more reflective and also open-minded individual. So by constantly questioning, analyzing, and also evaluating the information around you, you push yourself to grow, to adapt, and to prepare for the future challenges. So whether you are facing a career change, exploring new skills, critical thinking helps you navigate these problems and will help you to to make your success. So in conclusion, critical thinking is not just a skills crucial for academic achievement, but it also help you for your success in aspect of your life. Aduh. And we come to the final thoughts. So critical thinking can be beneficial for you as a higher education student in all aspects and at all stages of your life. So critical thinking is a nation skills for higher education student and beyond. So it involves the ability to think critically, clearly, logically, and rationally, enabling you to evaluate information, make informed decisions, and solve problems effectively. So by mastering critical thinking skills such as interpreting, analyzing, reasoning, um, self-regulating, you not only enhance your academic performance but also become better equipped individual to navigate life changes, especially in uh, beyond your academic journey. So take time to cultivate these skills and approach every challenge with a clear and analytical mind. So the more you practice and develop your critical thinking, the more you will set yourself for success both in your education and your future career. And so these are a list of references that you can read if you are interested in the topic of critical thinking. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this discussion has highlighted just how important critical thinking is. If there is anything else you'd like to discuss, or if you have any question after today's presentation, feel free to reach me out at my email. I'd be happy to continue the discussion.